So where were you born? Let's start with that.
I was born in 1975 in the Dominican Republic.
All right. So
Do you remember those commercials where they show little kids going hungry, flies around their heads? It's like, feed the child. Only two
yeah,
dollars a day can feed this child. I was one of those kids.
in those commercials.
Not in the commercial, but essentially, I had a sponsor that would send money in. I would get a letter from him. I had to like write him Christmas cards and things like that.
Oh shit! So you're actually one of those kids.
Yes, I was.
Oh no
I
Yeah,
was.
he
kidding.
wasn't in the commercial like he said, but he was. One
What
of
would
those
they
kids.
send you? Like bag of rice and shit?
No, man. They just pay for my school.
Okay.
I went to, oddly enough, I went to a private school because of this man.
Okay.
I didn't go to a public school.
Oh, it was just one guy that was doing
Yeah,
it.
it was.
Have you ever met this person?
I did not. He was Mormon from Utah.
No kidding.
Yeah, his name was Randy.
So next trip, Utah. They got a nice ski lodge there. We can make it in
But
wintertime.
I
Go
have a
see if we
picture
can
of
find
him.
Randy.
I have a picture of him. He was a really nice guy.
Oh, you still have the picture?
My mother does. Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
my
We can
whole
go meet
family.
this guy.
Yeah, right.
Why not? You know?
Yeah. Pulled up in the R8. Hey, what's up? Órale, chale.
All right. So you're Dominican Republic. So how old were you when you came to the United States?
I was 14 years of age.
14 years old. So you were a teenager, like right dead smack in the
Yeah,
middle of it.
Yeah, yeah. I had to repeat the ninth grade. Even I didn't speak any English, and I was ahead of my class, and I never did a third grade. I went from second grade to fourth grade. I was so ahead, and but then when I came to the United States, I had to do the ninth grade again. So it kind of balanced out.
That actually happened to me when I came to United States, and when I applied to the college, and then they give you this placement test because you're from a different school. So when I took the placement test, I scored really, really high on all the sciences. I scored it above the college level algebra, above college level math, all of that stuff. However, my English was scored at an intermediate ESL level.
My English not very good looking.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't very good looking. So I told him, I said, listen, why don't you let me take the math classes? Because it's easy stuff. Like, no, we can't do it. So I had to spend 2 years going through the ESL program because it was intermediate, advanced, and then advanced 2. So it's 3 semesters I had to take of English prior to them letting me take math. And the interesting part with math is, like, once you're out of school, pretty much within 2 weeks to 3 months, you forget everything that you've learned in math. So you need a refresher. So by the time I got to the college classes, I was like, bro, well, this is a waste of time. You know what I mean? Now I gotta like do it all over again. You know.
Yeah.
So so I know exactly what you're talking about, coming from a different country. So okay, so you came to United States, 14 years old, school, this and that, and then you grew up. You became 18. What happened then?
I joined the Navy.
How was that?
Oh man,
I
it
bet you
was
got some stories about that.
awesome experience. Awesome. Yeah, I got a lot of stories. Cannot say any of them in front of my wife.
Hey,
I
it's
was
up
a
to
sailor, baby.
you. It's up to you. I've heard some of them, but
I was a sailor, and
but you know what?
I got stitches in the back of my head from a bar fight in the Philippines.
In the Philippines?
Yeah.
Who
So
were you
what-
fighting? Everyone in Philippines is pretty small.
Yeah, but it was over a pool game. Of a fucking pool game. Yeah. But hey,
Was it a Filipino dude or another?
you know how they show in the movies when they grab a bottle and they hit you with the bottle and it breaks and the person goes down? That's bullshit. I got hit with the bottle. I turned around like, what the fuck? And then I got hit again. Like, oh, what? Stop it.
Too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a few of them out. You know, we sailors, we stick together. I broke a couple of pool sticks on people's heads. I mean, it was an interesting fight. Yeah.
What other places did you go serving? Besides the Philippines.
Bahrain, Kuwait, it's the place everybody wants to freaking go. It was mostly a Southeast Asia trip. Thailand, Singapore. Singapore is a very nice city. It's beautiful. And Dubai, before they built the palm trees, the palm tree islands.
Yeah.
Dubai was not what it is today. Back in the early '90s.
It was like desert, huh? Like just
it
kind
was
of
all
plain.
desert, Yeah.
That's crazy. Now I know you told me a story about you trying to rent a boat just to get mad on a boat.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was in Japan. The I didn't rent a boat. I was we partying every port,
Every good
baby.
story starts with, well, I was.
every there's a partying every port. In Japan you cannot pull into the harbor. It's not deep enough for
Yeah.
naval ships.
So they dock out, and then you
So
like,
we use something called the Liberty boat,
yeah.
and we took the Liberty boat into the city. We went partying, and I couldn't get back to the ship that night, so I stayed in a little hotel, which is basically, it's not a hotel. It's a coffin in a wall, and it's basically your room. You're in there. You got a little TV, little AC, little thing. It's just a little hall.
Little pod.
Oh yeah, little pod. I slept through my hangover, and when I woke up, I realized how late it was, and I missed the last boat going back to the ship. And a good Samaritan gave me a ride, and we were back to the boat. The captain was not very happy with me, that's for sure.
So how did you get on it? Did it throw like a ladder down where you had to climb up?
A rope, a rope ladder.
Rope ladder.
Yeah.
So you had to climb up on a rope ladder, or
Yeah,
hung over
Yeah, but it was on the aft of the boat, so it was not that big of a deal.
on what over the boat?
The back part of the ship.
And on a ship, what were your duties? What were you doing on a ship?
I was an operations specialist.
But you also like, so tell me more because I don't know much about.
Yeah, you say that's gibberish
You
to
know
us.
how they show captains on the ship, like on the bridge, telling people what to do. That's not how it works. The captain is not on the bridge. The captain is in an area called CIC, Combat Information Center, and there is a very futuristic chair with monitors and everything. That's where the captain sits. And that's where I used to work. It's a very cold environment because of all the computers in there. And I used to sit in front of a radar screen, plotting charts and lines of relative motion and things like that. Because on a ship, there's nothing to go by. You have to, there's something we call a mobility board, and you plot where the ships are, where everything is at all times.
But you also you were
I'm a good navigator. I never get lost.
you also got to be a captain of like a, I don't know, captain, but like you were not driving, you're boating with a 300-foot boat or something like that.
No. It was a 322-foot destroyer, the USS Oldendorf, DD 972.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to steer the ship. I was
That's
not
cool.
captain. Yeah, I got a funny story about that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. All right. So, when you out to sea, you do something called port and starboard watches. You work 4 hours and then you're off 4 hours, and you work 4 hours and you're off 4 hours. You don't get much sleep,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I can't believe it was 6 hours or 4 hours. I can't recall right now, but I was on watch, not on watch. I was on the bridge steering the ship, and they tell you, head 370 degrees, whatever. And I was falling asleep, and I actually fell asleep standing up for a long time, and the boat was drifting, and nobody caught it. We were way off course. The only thing I can see was a red flashlight in my face. The officer of the deck, Bruno! Woo! Sorry. We were like miles where we were supposed to be at.
Sorry, you just almost reenacted Titanic there.
Yeah, I almost turned that bitch into the Titanic.
No way.
Yeah.
Beach.